All right, Terrence. Go ahead and talk. See what we got.
Okay, how y'all doing? Welcome to Manna. First of all, I want to deal with an issue that's dealing with undisciplinary kids on the bus. Now, the problem that we're having is the lack of parenting. First of all, let me rewind the tape. There's a 95% single ladies out here throughout the United States. That's one of the main issues because the fathers aren't around. Either they're dead or they're in jail or they just don't care or whatever the situation is. But at any rate, you parents as single women, y'all have to I'm gonna keep it real with you. You want to take off your thong and your boy shorts, and you want to man up and put on some boxers and briefs and lace up and tuck in tight and put your boots on. That's what you're gonna have to do if you want your kids to survive in this world today. So this is the issue that we're dealing with. On the bus, the kids are unruly. 95% of the children that ride the bus, they have no discipline. And the discipline starts at home. And you ladies, talk to me. I want y'all to talk to me because you know I'm right. 95% of the children that ride the school buses in the United States are unruly, they're not disciplined, and the discipline starts at home. Whether there's a father or not, you women as parents, you have to man up, you have to be the man 95% of the time, the mother maybe 5 or 10%. That's the nature of this thing. This is how it has to go. This is how it has to work now, unless you want your kid to die. And I know you don't want that to happen. And the reason why I'm telling you this is because on the school bus, the bus driver is responsible to get your kid to school and back home. He's responsible for 7 mirrors, watching the road, making sure there's no accidents. He's responsible for the safety of your child. But when your child, if it's your child, is unruly on the bus, being disruptive, standing up, undisciplined, cussing, hollering, screaming, fighting, and then which creates a spinoff with the other kids, then we have a problem. And you need to understand and know some ladies out there, 95% of the bus drivers are retirees. So actually, they're doing the best that they can to try to get your kids home or to school and back home safely. I know from experience, because I've been a bus driver for 6.5 years. And I've seen them come, I've seen them go. And once again, 95% of the bus drivers are retired from their other job. So they took on this job just for some additional income. Now they do the best that they can, but after a while, all they're going to do is just try to get the kids to school and get them home the best they can. And I'm not going to call out no names, but I've seen how they operate. When the kids are unruly on the bus drivers tend to slam on the brakes. They try to get the kids' attention to sit down, and the kids just think it's a game. No, it's not. And we like to call our children precious cargo, which they're more precious than gold and silver. But the key that you ladies have to do is you have to man up, and you have to stay in your kids behind 24/7 around the clock. That means PSPs or any electronic devices that's happening nowadays. Because we're dealing in technological age anyway. If I'm saying that right. Technology. I can't get that word out, but this is the age that we're dealing with, and your kids have to be in some type of activity. You have to stay on them 24/7 around the clock. When they come home, how was your day? Before they go to sleep, tell them I love you. When they wait, you have to stay on your kids. They don't have. There's no room for error at all. There's no room. No room. You have to stay on your kids all the way until they graduate. Make sure they go to college if they choose to, or go out and get a job, or do something. That's what you have. But it starts with you ladies, and I'm keep saying you ladies because 95% of the fathers are not around, either because they're dead, they're in jail, or they just don't care. That's the reality of the situation. This is what we're dealing with. I see it. I deal with kids all the time. As a matter of fact, I'm probably the only bus driver that would actually sit and read to the kids. I deal with little elementary kids, and I will sit and read to those kids. And we all know a kid's attention span is just like that. At the snap of the finger, they're off running doing something else. So what I do, I deal with these little kids on the regular. Matter of fact, let me rewind the tape a little bit. I had a little boy, as I was taking the kids home, This little bitty boy, as the bus was still moving, come to a crawl, jumped out the window. Talk to me. He just jumped out the window, took off running. I was like, boy, what in the world? Just like at a split, so I called it in, you know, and I had to call in my dispatcher, tell them who I was, so on and so forth. And they handled the problem with the administrator. But did the parent handle the problem? Now that, I don't know, if the parent handled the problem or not. Because the kid still got on the bus within after that happened, that occurrence happened, within 3 or 4 days he was back on the bus. No discipline, out of control. You know, it starts with them being young. It starts from being small and growing them. I've dealt with, there's a situation where a young lady out of a high school, she wanted to strip dance on the bus with all the kids, like she's at a club. And that's a no-no. See, that starts with improper parenting at the house. So, and what I mean by that is you have to constantly stay on your kids 24 hours. I don't care if you're working, going to school, you know, then you got to come home, you got to cook, you got to clean, you got to wash clothes, you know, and then you still have to handle your child. Your child don't need no room, no space. You got to keep them clogged up. You got to keep them locked in tight if you want your kid to survive. You know, that means as far as young ladies, no babies. None of that. None of that. You know, and really, we should be trying to teach your kids abstinence. But back to the school bus. The disciplinary starts at the house. That's the bottom line. It starts at the crib, ladies. So you're going to, once again, I know this is harsh, but you're going to have to put away the thong, take off the boy shorts, put on some boxers and briefs, tuck them in tight, and tuck your shirt in, lace up your belt, and handle it. So ladies, 95% of the time you have to man up. Now the other 5%, get your nails done, hair done, everything did. But before that goes down, we want to make sure that our kids grow up. Because it's not only are they dealing with making sure you have to discipline them, then they got to go out and they got to deal with all this other nonsense, the music of today, all the other mess that goes on. The influence from other kids, you know, that's probably not getting the proper discipline, you know. So it all starts at the house. Talking to your kids on the regular. Women, you have to man up. Now I have some clips that I'm going to share with y'all in regards to the bus issues and the bus problems, because the bus driver is the first to see your child and the last to see your child. So you need to remember that. So the activity that occurs on the bus, 95% of the time it's going to roll off into the school, because we have to notify the principal, the administrator of the problem that's happening on the bus, and then it comes back to you. So then now you have to step it up. You got to man up, you know, put on your boxers and briefs, and you have to handle that situation. And it should only be one time, maybe twice. But I'm going to say once, because if you stay in your child's behind on the regular, because we know, I was a kid, so I understand, I know. And you ladies were once children, you know, young. So we all know about this situation. We all know because we was kids once. But we have to turn this thing around. We got to do a total, complete spin around on this issue. You know, kids, the sex texting, all this stuff is madness. It's madness. You know, some of it can't be stopped, but we sure can monitor it the best we can. We can monitor this thing. I got some clips I want to show y'all, but I'm not done. I'm just getting warmed up, and I want y'all to hit me up. I want some total response. You know, so we can get. You know, do you have any suggestions? Let me know. Let's work this thing out. Man up. I'll get back at you. How'd they go, Jeff?